Okay, in this lecture, we are going to quickly discuss the bypass section, bypass routing, and how you can use it to really enhance the power of your sound design. So, what is bypass routing? Well, in Massive, you are allowed to send a signal, a clean signal from one of your noise generators all the way through to the end of your processing chain without being affected by the other filters or effects that you've set up. Now, I'll talk more about this in a second. It's not really a true bypass. Bypass to me isn't really the right word. Instead, you should think of it as adding a clean signal to what it has already passed through the chain. So I'll explain that in a moment. But let's just walk through this step by step. So one common application of this is if you're creating a bass sound and you choose a sine wave like this, nice pure sine wave like that. Maybe drop it down an octave. And that's cool. And let's say you're setting up other oscillators with some different wave tables, and you want to add a sine shaper because you're adding some distortion, something like that. And maybe in your filter section you have a cool scream filter or something. Well, now all of a sudden we've lost that nice rich sine tone. Let's say we have these other oscillators active. We've lost that nice low pure sine wave. And so we say, well, how do we get it back? Well, you can move to your routing page, and you'll see next to these noise generators we have these buttons with the letter B on them. So I can tell Massive to send the clean signal from one of these, and since we've set up the sine wave on oscillator 1, that's what we're going to choose. And you can see this orange line drop down and scoot all the way over to one of these three triangles. These three triangles indicate the point at which the clean signal returns to the chain. So you can have it enter at FX1, which is here, at FX2, just by clicking this triangle, which is here, or just at the EQ section. And I'm going to activate my EQ like that. So that way, it will bring in another layer of this clean sine wave without having been affected by any of the filters or the inserts or the effects if I choose to have it go past the EQ. And then I'm going to, up here, move this bypass fader up to the top. So you can hear the difference there. If we solo just this first oscillator, you can hear the comparison there. And so now I want to talk about why it's not, bypass doesn't seem like the best word to me, because when I'm bypassing these and sending it to the EQ, I would have thought that the bypass function means that I'm not applying any of these inserts or effects or filters to my signal, when really what's happening is it's just adding another layer of that original clean signal to the affected signal. So it's sending some from here through our filters, through the inserts, and here, and then it's sending another clean layer this way. Okay. So here's without the bypass. You can just hear that nice clean sine wave added. So that is a very good tool to have when you're creating bass sounds. You can have this sine wave in here. There's many different applications for using bypass. But just to review, you can send one of these all the way to the end of the chain and have it enter at either FX1, FX2, or EQ. And just remember that your bypass fader needs to be up. And obviously you can have it set at the middle if you just want to send a little bit of that clean signal to the end of the chain. And you have 2 modulation handles here as well. Okay, that's the bypass section. See you in the next lecture.